Okay, guys, here we are on the second collective. I'm very excited to see what's going to come through. I was not expecting Palestine to come through in the previous one, so let's get into it. While I start preparing and setting up the cards, I want to say thank you to everybody who has been signing up for the subscription, either through Facebook or Patreon. You guys are the MVPs. That is my main source of income, so of course, I'm very appreciative and grateful for all of you. But I'm also grateful to those of you who are commenting, reacting, sharing, sending stars, making sure you're following either my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. All of those things make an impact on my life and my business. So thank you guys so much for your support. So let's see. What's the message for today? What is the second message for the collective? The Chariot. Okay. Second message for the collective. Death. Whew. Did we not just talk about the goddess of death in the previous reading? This might be a follow-up. I hope it is because I'm very excited. Let's see. What else? The Hanged one, except this one is a baby, or it's represented as a baby in gestation. One more, please. Prince of Swords. With the Two of Cups. The Hierophant, but again, this is the feminine Hierophant. It's the, oh my God, the Oracle of Delphi is what this is. The Magician, Four of Swords, Ace of Cups. So the goddess of death showed up in the previous collective, and I really think this is still connected because as I looked further into her mythology, Izanami's mythology, and I did that while I was getting ready for this reading. It was talking about there's a curse she has. She cursed her husband, promising that she would kill 1,000 souls every day until the end of time. And her husband, Izanagi, countered by pledging that he would have 1,500 newborns enter the world every day. And her son is responsible for killing her. I don't know if this is her son, but it would be Kojiki. So let's see. Let's start with the Two of Cups before we start, because I really feel like this is definitely connected. I think this is, again, a reiteration of divine masculine stepping forward, ready to step into the fray to assist the divine feminine. Tell me about the Two of Cups. So it's love, marriage, friendship renewed, reciprocal affection or passion, reunion or reconciliation following a separation. The beloved mirrors the lover, bonds of affinity, sympathy, understanding, and empathy that may be karmic. So I do think that I mentioned in the previous collective, I feel like there's people stepping up to help Palestine. So let's see. Tell me about the Two of Cups. Ooh. We've got telephone, connection, communication, conversation, getting through, two-way street, message, vocal, loud and clear, reaching out, notification, throat chakra, inner voice rings a bell. Tell me about the Two of Cups. Spring. That just happened yesterday, guys. The new moon, the Taurus new moon was literally on Tuesday, May 7th. So depending on when you're watching this, this is May 8th. Today is Wednesday, May 8th, which means yesterday this began. Okay, we have two. Let's look at this one first. Castle, pride, recognition, position, praise for achievements, ego, wealth, ancestry, antiquity, history, legacy, architecture, power, prestige, isolation, the old guard, timeless, the old guard. The old guard. Guys, this is making me think of, oh my God, I can't think of the name of this movie. There's a movie where Charlize Theron, I think it's called The Old Guard, isn't it? Or something like that. hold on. Yeah, it's called The Old Guard. And it's making me think of that movie, because in the movie, these are people who are seen as gods because they're basically immortal, but they go fighting injustices. They fight for the people who are suffering under oppression. Labyrinth, lost, delayed, complex, contemplate. It's complicated, going inward. Spiritual quest, deliberation, long way home, problem to solve, catch-22, a situation to sort out. So I think that, I also need to check underneath the deck. We've got, did this not come out? This was the first card. No, not the first, one of the first. Pearl and worry beads. Huh. The moon. Pearls are associated with the moon. And the center card, it was Grandmother Moon, remember? Represented as Palestine. Is it Palestine or Palestine? I'm sorry. I don't mean to mess it up. I just really don't know which one it is. I call it both. I really feel like there's going to be people who are going to feel divinely guided to do this. They're going to feel like this is just, regardless of religious preference, regardless of anything, people who know what's wrong know this genocide is wrong. And I think that Palestine has been reaching out, communicating with people. They're making themselves heard. But something really shifted yesterday. Something began yesterday, because a new moon, and then we've got a baby in gestation. Something is coming to fruition. I don't know who the old guard is, but somebody, they have a lot of ancestry. So I'm thinking India, China, heavy ancestry. Africa. But it's complex, yes, because it could set off a world war. So yes, this is very complex. But I do believe that there's going to be people coming in, like, in the old times, chariots were basically tanks. It was a way to protect themselves, advance faster, and be able to kill as many enemies as possible. People are coming in ready to defend, ready to slay. And I don't mean that like slay girl, slay. They might. I mean like slay, like death type of slay, okay? Tell me about the chariot. Let's see. Okay, so we start off with, oh, look, I just said this. Did I not just... We keep having baby energy here. Something is being born. Something that might have taken them 9 months, because in the other collective, I said they've been preparing something. Something that's been taking them a while. It might have been born yesterday, whatever it is. Because look, baby, cardinal, new beginnings, rapid growth, fresh start, unlimited potential, innocent, continuing the legacy, needy, warmth, purity, new phase, birth of a child, vulnerable. Okay, so whatever it is that they're cooking up is a baby. They've already given life to it, but it's in its very beginning stages. It is very vulnerable. Unlikely. Chariot. Tell me about the chariot. Yes. The answer is yes. The situation or event is right on track at this time. And fine print, detail, look closer, inspection, research, be careful, in depth, pay attention, don't assume, thorough, deep dive, hidden information, double check, read between the lines. I did mention that in the other collective as well. Something is about to be exposed. It showed documents being exposed. So somebody's doing that. Somebody is bringing attention to things that other people are overlooking. And they're bringing it to attention because it's the only way that they can shift things, right? Now, I do think that whatever it is that has begun is in its beginning stages. We have a baby here and we have a birth here. But I think that the reason unlikely came out is because since people see it as a baby, they're going to think, oh, that's not going to last. That'll get crushed. And it's like, actually, no, it won't. This will have success. because they are paying attention to things that other people have overlooked. I'm not sure how that helps them, but only time will tell. And look, kerosene, aggressive, accelerate, ignite, determined, fuel, encourage, sustain, powerful, stimulate, volatile situation, provoke, watch out, unpredictable, combustible, propel, hot. With white rabbit, spark of curiosity, gnosis, spiritual awakening. It's time. Heeding the call. I'm telling you, research again coming out. Inner knowing, dark to light. Whatever was in the darkness will be brought to light. I'm telling you, but it's a rabbit hole. You have to go down the rabbit hole, and they did. They went down the rabbit hole to understand something that is it's going to be explosive. This is going to create a very explosive situation. Overthrow, success, victory, winner, conquest. Yeah, this is great. I don't know what it is that they're bringing to light, but with baby, it could be that it's somebody really young, and maybe that's why initially they're not seen as, oh, that's not going to do anything. I don't know what they're creating, but I did see in the other collective, I did see that as well, that I mentioned that it's something that's under process. I said under construction, but this is better. It's in gestation. It's in the process of being created. But I believe it was born yesterday, whatever it is. Tell me about the Hanged One. Tell me about the Hanged One. There we go. The White Rabbit, spark of curiosity, gnosis, spiritual awakening. It's time, heeding the call, research it, inner knowing, dark to light, going down the rabbit hole and waking from the dream. I'm telling you, this has something to do with research being brought to light that's going to change everything. Tell me about the Hanged One. No, the answer is no. The situation or event is not unfolding at this time. One more. Got two more. Knight, confident, heroic, messenger, fearless, assertive, passionate, fighting spirit, persevering, chivalry, honor, determined, obeying orders, brave, daring, strong, champion of a cause. I'm so sorry about all the noise, guys. Somebody just decided to come into the office, so just ignore that. For those of you who complain about the noise. And then we've got airplane, travel, long distance, speed, overcome, rise up, freedom, no boundaries, breaking free, in control, things working out, taking off, leaving it behind, internal guidance systems. This is a little confusing because I'm not sure if this means that I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting. If there is a specific person that wants to step up and fight for Palestine, somebody who's heroic, and this aligns with what we saw in the other collective where I said people of fire will come in to fight. They might lose their lives because it says no. Or now that I'm starting to see it better, it could be, I don't know why I'm getting this, but you know how they've made out Hamas to be like this terrorist thing? It could be that the information that will be revealed is that these people were just trying to, they weren't trying to terrify anything. They were trying to overcome. They were trying to free themselves. It was like a resistance, but it wasn't meant to be. They're not a terrorist group. Let's look at the overall energy. Look, rainbow. Wish granted, serendipity, blessing, patience pays off, abundance, hope, good luck, patience, promise, godsend, creation, manifesting wealth, prosperity, and perfect timing. As well as heart and home, happy home, security, love, kindness, family, belonging, bliss, contentment, comfort, established, fulfilled, legacy, boundaries, affection, peace, heart's desire, longevity, and again, achievement, recognition, overthrow, success, victory. Okay, so that felt the strongest, so I'm going to stick with that. When I brought up Hamas, that resonated in my soul. So I think that this research that was mentioned, the other collective as well as this one, has something to do with Hamas itself. It's fine print, and research keeps coming out over and over. There's something that they are showing, some documents or research that they're showing that's about to shift. Anybody who was against Palestine, I think they're going to shift their perspective. So over here it says no, because at the time when they created that, when they started that, it wasn't the right time. Divine timing is at play. Perfect timing is at play. Now we got a yes over here. I am confused about the timeline though, because spring and summer keep showing up. The new moon has something to do with it, and the new moon was yesterday. So something happened yesterday. Something shifted yesterday. But it also said summer. So let's see. Maybe it'll take till summer for it to be finalized. Tell me about death. And this, I think, is very appropriate because we just looked at the Queen of Swords coming out. And in this deck, the Queen of Swords is Izanami. She's the goddess of death, right? So let's see. Tell me about death. Oh, no. I dropped them. Hold on. Okay, we got corset, held together, boundaries, restriction, prim and proper, following rules, structured, buttoned up, perfect posture, holding it together, support, shapeshift, people pleaser. Okay. Tell me about death. We got roundabout, community, connections, new direction, keep it moving, controls the flow of information, solutions, circular reasoning, fluid, many working parts, perfect timing again. Perfect timing, redirect. One more for death. Chocolate, satisfaction. Excuse me, 1 second. Satisfaction, perfection, love, romance, treating yourself, sweet, rich, smooth, splurge, aphrodisiac, good stuff, fine dining, do things right, celebration, elevated mood. This came out in the last one too. And it feels like, the feast that comes after a victory, after a celebration. So before I look at the overall energy, let's discuss this, because I feel like the reason corset is here. A corset, it's talking about, it brings things together. It pinches things together. I feel like part of the research that's being brought up, part of the documents being brought up, is that Palestine might have been working together with Israel. And something like it was taken advantage of, because this is talking about people pleaser. They were trying so hard to keep the peace because it's Aquarius energy. It's about harmony. They were trying too hard to keep the peace to the point where they were led to death. And now with roundabouts coming all back around, because what? Divine timing, right? Israel was controlling the flow of information, but they don't anymore. And it's going to lead to victory. It's going to lead to some sort of success. Let's look at what's beneath the deck. Look at this. Handcuffs, control, defenseless, target, handicapped, held back, prey, suppressed, need to break free, detained by external forces, applying force, incapacitated, submit, feeling powerless. Youth, mutable, breaking free, rebellious, insecure, idealistic, on the verge, try things out, naive, hormonal, finding self, impressionable, independent, receptive, and strong-willed. And cabin, lonely, confined, detached, remote, secluded, go within, insulate, disengage, close off, kept apart, quarantine, island, segregate, separate, divide, disconnected, sequestered. I had already gotten the feeling with this card, but this one just kind of highlighted it. The sequestered, the kept apart, confined. I feel like somebody was in prison. Need to break free. Now, this is just, of course, all intuitively led. So I could be totally wrong, but I feel like somebody could be freed from prison. Somebody young, really young, with youth here. And we also have all the mutable signs, but this card is Virgo. So we have Gemini, Virgo, Sag, Pisces. It could be somebody who represents one of those zodiac signs. Doesn't have to be. But I feel like this could be one of the main people being freed that's about to bring a lot of clarity to what happened. Huh. Oh, you know what? I forgot to read the messages of these cards from the book. I only read this one. Let's read the Chariot so we can add another layer of information. The Chariot, this one represents combining spiritual, intellectual, emotional, and physical energies to ride victoriously through life, self-confidence acquired from family and community support, fearlessly forging ahead, carving one's own path. Conversely, can indicate defeat where victory could have been attained, sudden catastrophe, insufficient planning, or lack of trust collapses projects and goals, defeatist attitude, lack of self-worth, confidence or self-esteem, impetuous action leading to defeat. Oh, so this, whoever the young person is, I did see that when it said hormonal, strong-willed, breaking free, they might have pushed, if Hamas was supposed to be like a professional military, they might have jumped the gun and turned it into what it's seen as now. And that's why it failed. But it was never meant to be a terrorist organization. It might still not be. We'll see. Let's read the Hanged Man. The Hanged One says transition, a period of rest between significant events, a time when action is inadvisable, surrender to inevitable circumstances, involuntary sacrifice, descent to the depths of the self, altered perceptions by examining things from a different viewpoint, can also indicate boredom, stagnation, impatience, ambivalence, or indecision. Yeah. Whoever this young person is, they might have gotten impatient. They thought like whoever was the leaders were taking too long to come to some sort of consensus, and they forged ahead and they created, I mean, they're kind of a hero, but they're also an idiot because they created a lot of death and destruction. But we have to remember divine timing is always at play. So the fact that this played out means it needed to. Let's look at the death card. So death is seeing beyond death to rebirth, clearing away the old to make room for the new, risking renewal, radical transformation, unexpected change. Death of a particular phase in one's life, completion of one cycle as a new one unfolds. Conversely, can indicate stagnation, stasis, inability to change, lack of development or evolution. So I think that this was meant to happen. I think that this was meant to happen as it did, even if it was disastrous, even if it wasn't meant to happen right now. It was meant to spark a chain of events that led to where we are now. Let's read the Prince of Swords before we move forward. So the Prince of Swords represents Tsukiyomi, disciplining emotions, meditative practices that strengthen mind and body, fertilizing a masculine domain with feminine waters, quiet before a storm, the science of warfare, forging a sword that is a resourceful tool as well as a destructive weapon. Who is Tsukiyomi? Hold on. Give me a second. It's probably a god, because the Queen of Swords and Princess of Swords were a god, but I do not know who he is. Forgive me. Tsukiyomi. Oh, okay. So the Princess of Swords is Amaterasu, goddess of the sun. He is Tsukiyomi, god of the moon. Interesting. Yeah, he's the brother of Amaterasu, goddess of the sun. He is said to have been born when Izanagi, who is the husband of the Queen of Swords, after escaping from the underworld, washed his face and cleansed his right eye. Tsukiyomi has brief but important appearances in Japanese mythology. He is a genjutsu. Oh, that's from Naruto. Okay. Let's see. Let's read, because this might be relevant. I don't know Naruto. I have not watched Naruto, but we all know So in Naruto, it says the ultimate ninja storm, Itachi uses Tsukuyomi to have the red moon crush the opponent, while the image of the moon warps into a copy of his Mangekyo Sharingan. I don't know what that is. Tsukuyomi is also a genjutsu that can affect targets, causing them to experience psychological trauma that physically damages them. Targets under Tsukuyomi's influence are well aware that they are under the effects of jutsu, but they simply can't do anything about it. Itachi has complete control over his target's perception of space and time, which can cause them to feel as if multiple days or even multiple years have passed. Why does this sound like chemical warfare? That's what it sounds like to me. I feel like the weapon that's being prepared could be chemical warfare. I really hope this is not against Palestinians. I think that this is against Israel. But let's see. Tell me about the Prince of Swords. Okay, so we start with Pioneer. Boldness, destination or bust, the cutting edge, long journey, trailblaze, true grit, challenge, navigating uncharted territory, resourceful, team, got your 6, unflappable courage. I told you that sounds like special forces to me. A team, got your 6, true grit. This sounds like some sort of special forces team. Tell me about the Prince of Swords. Mirror, self-aware, seeing clearly, ego, facing issues, self-assessment, self-improvement, insecure, making comparisons, reflection, obsessed, narcissistic, vain, self-love, self-appreciation. One more. Okay, we got 2 more. This one says biker, lone wolf style, impervious, nonconformist, standing up, breaking rules, brotherhood, enjoy the ride, loves freedom, moving on, outlaw, maverick, swift actions, need for speed, and chess. Strategy, planning, checkmate, grand design, thinking ahead, tactics, moves and counter moves, master plan, course of action, power play, game theory, consequences, of actions. Guys. This could be totally different. This could be what's being revealed, could be that Israel has been creating some sort of chemical warfare, some sort of chemical weapon that they plan. It could be that this special, you may never even hear about this special forces, but they may be the ones that went and did the work to bring out that proof, that document. Because in the other collective, I said a document is being produced, right? They might have, we're stepping into the world of spies, bitches, because they might have used some sort of, I'm sorry, give me a second. Could you not? Sorry, I have to speak to the guest in the office because this feels like spy work. Somebody who got close to another person, somebody that they knew was narcissistic, vain, full of ego, somebody who's like obsessed with power or whatever, and they made them do something against the law. They made them, because this is something that they clearly prepared ahead of time. They want to expose. Oh, guys. Okay. I was just talking about somebody who's really young being freed from prison, right? It could be the opposite. It could be that whoever this special team is, they're encouraging someone who's really young. Like they're taking advantage of the fact that they are narcissistic, vain, egotistical, obsessed, whatever. They want the approval of people, but they're also a lone wolf. They might have encouraged them to go and do something. This is all planned. This is all planned. It is the consequences of this person's actions are about to change the way the world is right now. Let's look at the overall energy. Constellation, network, support, associates, gathered, meetings, socialize, organization, arrangement, a collection, exchanging data, influence, in connection with, a large amount or quantity. Spilled milk. Look, regrets, accidents happen. Don't sweat the small stuff. Mistakes, leave it in the past. It's over. It cannot be changed. Disappointed. Cleanup time. Let it go. Minor problems. With hot air balloon. Balance. Uplifting. Freedom. Going with the flow. Rise above. Don't resist. New perspective. Untouchable. Defying gravity. Continuous flow. Ascension. View. Elevate. Feeling good. So it might be the opposite. It might be that young person is about to do something incredibly stupid that's going to have the whole world look at Israel like, what are you doing? But it was planned. It's not that they created this weapon. They're making someone who is stupid use the weapon so that they can, that's a possibility. They could expose what Israel is doing. Wow. That is wild. I am so, this is interesting. This is so interesting. I'm going to stop it here. Hopefully this gave you plenty of food for thought. And as usual, I look forward to feedback. Okay, guys? Love y'all. Bye-bye.